Hello, God bless you, and welcome again to my channel. Today, I want to talk to young people, youths, especially the singles. Yeah, I want to talk to single people. I want to talk to singles today. I think that this message is timely. It's timely because the things we are seeing in our society and things that we see on social media. I think that this is a timely message for singles. I love young people, and I've been in youth ministry for quite some time. By the grace of God, I'm gonna say some things that you might consider uncomfortable. Yes, uncomfortable. If you are married, yes, you can listen to this video. But I actually wanted to talk to single people like me, because I like to share my life experience. I like to share my story. One of the things that I do that I love so much is that I share my journey. Every step of the way, I like to use my journey in life to teach, because then you are being vulnerable, then you are being real to people. And I believe that if you are not vulnerable, if you're not real to people, if you're not open, you cannot impact people except you are open, except you are vulnerable, except you bring yourself to where they are, then you can impact their lives. So I want to be a little bit open so I can talk to singles today. There are two characters in the Bible that I took as my role model. I took them as role model while I was growing up as a teenager. Daniel and David. Sorry, Daniel and Joseph. Daniel and Joseph. Yeah, these two people. They were like, I was reading their story often. I was reading their story more often when I was a teenager, still growing up. And the Bible said about Daniel in the book of Daniel, chapter 1, verse 8. The Bible said, "And Daniel proposed in his heart not to defile himself with the king's meat." And when you read about Joseph, Joseph determined not to sleep with the master's wife, and because of that, God granted him favor. He was disciplined enough not to defile himself, with the first lady in town, and God granted him favor at the end of the day. Why I think you should wait to marry before you have sex. I want to tell you something that I consider very, very profound to your life as a single person. Why I encourage young people or single people to wait to marry before they have sex. Yes, I know it's a sensitive topic, but it's timely. It's important that we talk about this, because I believe that, listen to this, I believe that if you can overcome the temptation to have sex outside of marriage, you can overcome anything. That's what I believe. I believe that if you can discipline yourself not to have sex outside of marriage. Now, when I say outside of marriage, I mean before you get married and with anyone that is not your spouse if you're married. So that's what I mean outside of marriage. So I think that if you can discipline yourself not to sleep with somebody that is not your spouse, that you're not married to, that you've not taken marital vows with before God, I think that if you can discipline yourself enough not to do that, you can overcome anything in life. You can overcome anything in life. I'm telling you the truth. And I want to tell you a few things I think that are important about what I just said. You see, your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Because your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, the Bible said that God dwells on the inside of you. That is one reason. You see, when I was growing up, I took a decision at the age of 16. I made a vow before God. Excuse me. So I made a vow at the age of 16, and I told God that the only woman I want to sleep with, like I want to have sex with, is my wife. And when I made that vow, I was still like 15 or 16 years old. And when I made that vow, like I thought it was just, I didn't know it was serious. I didn't know that God took it serious, because it was a decision I took. Like I told God, I prayed and I said, God, the only woman I want to have sex with is the woman I take to the altar, is the woman I am married to before you. And when I said that, God spoke to me. I think that was the first time God spoke to me. Like, I heard him clear. He said to me, I vow I will bless you. That was back in Nigeria. I was 16 or 15 years. And God said, I vow I will bless you. Now, because of the weight of that vow that I made to God, and because of the weight of that covenant I made with God, I renew it every year. During my birthday on the 16th of November, I renew that vow before God. And at the beginning of every year, I renew that vow before God, because I believe that my body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. I believe that that my body is a gift to my wife. I believe that the only woman who should have access to my body is my wife. Now, have I been in a relationship? Yes, severally. I've been in relationships. I've courted people. I've dated people. I've been close to wedding. Yes, I've been close to wedding. But did I fight to make sure I keep my vow? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did, by the grace of God. Because when I start courting or dating people, I try to let you know, this is my vow. This is my vow. Like, is one thing that you must, if you don't want to respect any other thing about me, you must respect my vow. And if I notice that you don't want to respect my vows, I'm out. I don't care if the wedding is tomorrow. I don't care if the wedding is next hour. If I notice you are not respecting my vows, I'm out. I'm out. I can't do that. Because I believe that everything about me depends on it. That's what I believe. If God made a vow to me, if God made a promise to me, he said, because you made this decision to keep your body, because your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, because your body is my tabernacle, is my sanctuary, because you took this decision, I vow I'm going to bless you. And I see him blessing me, and I see him granting me favor. Like, I say this humbly, I've never prayed a prayer that God didn't answer. I've never asked God for anything that he didn't do. Take it anywhere. I've never, ever in my life prayed a prayer that God didn't. I don't care what it is. If I pray about it, God will do it. Like, I have speed of answered prayer. Speed. When I kneel down and I pray about something, I remember my spiritual father was talking to me one time, and he said, about a challenging situation, he said, remind God your vows. That was it. He said, remind God your vow. So when I'm praying about something and it looks like it's difficult, like answer is not coming, I'll simply tell God, remember my vows when I was a teenager. Remember my covenant with you. That was enough. The moment I said that, answers will come. If there was anything I don't have, if there is anything I don't have, is something that I've not really prayed about. Or probably something that God gave me and I rejected it. But if I pray, does God answer me? Yes, he answers me. Yes, he does. So I'm saying this to say that there is a blessing that is connected to purity. I preach purity. I'm not a new age Christian. I'm old school Christian. Like, I believe in holiness. I believe in purity. I believe in consecration. I believe in righteousness. I believe that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. I believe that you shouldn't dress to seduce people. I believe that you should honor God. I believe in foundation of Christianity. That's what I believe. I was trained like that. So because your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, you should not let somebody else have access to your body except your spouse. Another reason you should wait to have sex when you get married is because purity, it gives you clarity. You have clarity of intention. You have clarity. You know what you want. You know your vision. You know your goals. You know your target in life. The Bible said, if your eyes be single, your body will be full of light. That means when you keep your body, when you determine that I'm not going to sleep around, I'm going to keep my body for my spouse, there is a level of focus that you have. There's a level of vision that you have. There's a dimension of targets you set for yourself. And it's very difficult for you to be distracted. It's difficult. For example, it's actually very difficult for somebody to distract me because I don't have a lot of friends. And because I don't have a lot of friends, I have time to do things that I need to do. So I get up in the morning, I know what to do for the rest of the day. I know what to do for the month. I know what to do for the week. I know what to do for the year. I know things that I have to accomplish, and I accomplish them because I'm not sharing myself with different people. I have more time for myself and I have time for God. So you have clarity. You have focus. Your life has focus. You move on a straight line. Your life is moving on a straight line because there are no distractions. There are no distractions. Young people, listen. You don't have distractions when you do what I'm telling you. You don't need a boyfriend. You don't need a girlfriend. If you want to marry, you marry. That's what I'm trying to say. I know it's a complicated statement to make. I know some of you don't want to hear that, but if you want to get married, you get married. Period. If you don't want to get married, stay single and have friends, casual friends, because you want to be focused. You want your life to move on a straight line. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right. Now, there's a woman in the Bible called Mary Magdalene. The angel of the Lord appeared to her, angel Gabriel, and told her, you are favored of the Lord. You are highly favored of the Lord. And she was a virgin. She kept her body. Now, I'm not doing this video to condemn anybody that, probably you defied your body before now. No, the grace is available, but if you're watching this video, now you are hearing the truth that you should not allow anybody sleep with you who is not married to you, because it's sin. And a fornicator is an adulterer in training. If you see any young person, any single person that is sleeping around, you are training yourself, because when you get married, you'll still do the same thing. I'm telling you, if you see a married person who is sleeping around, I can tell you that when they were single, they were sleeping around. Yes. The Bible said, if the foundation be destroyed, what will the righteous do? So if you don't start now to build a strong foundation, like as a single person, you build a formidable foundation that I'm not going to sleep with anybody that's not my wife, that's not my husband. Yes, you can have friends. Yes, you can be in a relationship with somebody. Yes, there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you are intentional about it. But it's not something that should lead you to start having sex with a person. Because when you start having sex with somebody in a relationship, let me tell you what happens. If you are dating somebody and you are having sex, it will blur your vision. You have blurred vision. And if you are seeking the face of God to know if it's God's will, God is not going to speak to you. God is not going to speak to you. And even if God speaks, you won't hear, because you're emotionally attached, you are sexually attached, psychologically you are attached, so you can't hear God anymore. All you are thinking about is how to sleep with the person. So you can't hear God. Listen to this. You cannot hear God if you are committing sin. You are in a relationship with somebody and you guys are going to bed, sleeping together. You think that's a wrong foundation. The Bible talked about the bed undefiled. The Bible said the bed should be undefiled. So what am I trying to say? If you want the blessing of God on your marriage, if you want the favor of God, like God appeared to Mary through the angel and spoke to her and said to her, you are highly favored because you kept yourself. So God chose you. There's a reason that God chose Mary. Out of all the women in the world, God chose Mary. You understand what I'm saying? Out of all the women in the world, God chose Mary to give birth to Jesus. There's a reason. There's a blessing that comes with consecration. There's a blessing that comes with purity. There's a blessing that comes with keeping your body. It's a blessing. I'm telling you, it's a blessing. There's a favor. There's a dimension of favor and open doors that comes with it. And when you get married, see, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You are dating somebody. In fact, let me speak to brothers right now. If you're a man and you are listening to me, pay attention. You are dating a girl and you are sleeping with her. Let me tell you what will happen. She will never trust you and she will never respect you. At the end of the day, when you get married to her, I can tell you that that lady will never trust you. When you travel, she'll be thinking, she'll be worried. Why? Because when you were dating her, you defied her. Before you took her to the altar, you took her to bed. So she doesn't trust you. And that is why most women don't respect their husbands. And I see many men, some brothers, and they are complaining. They say, "Oh, my wife doesn't respect me. She doesn't respect me. She doesn't even trust me." How do you expect her to trust you? When you were dating her, you were sleeping with her. Now she's checking your text messages to make sure you are not sleeping with another girl, even though you are married. So what I'm trying to say is, premarital sex destroys the foundation of marriage. It kills the foundation. If you keep engaging in that, you are destroying trust. You are destroying respect. You are trying to tell the girl that she shouldn't trust you, she shouldn't respect you. And that's what you are trying to tell her. You are simply telling her, don't trust me, don't respect me. So at the end of the day, when you get married to her, don't be surprised when she begins to disrespect you, because you defied her. You defied her. This word is for brothers, because I believe that a man should uphold. I think that a man should, I kind of put more responsibility on men. I think that a man should uphold a high standard. A man should hold the standard. You should hold the standard. I have been in a relationship with some ladies, nice ladies. Some of them are married now. I dated them and they still respect me. Some of them introduced me to their husbands. They still respect. Why? Because when I was in the relationship, I didn't touch you. I didn't have sex with you. I respected your body, and I told you, if by the grace of God, if we get married, fine. If at the end of the day, it doesn't turn into marriage, at least I respected you. I won't defile you. So you can have a good memory of me tomorrow. So I'm just saying that it's discipline to keep yourself. It's discipline to respect the woman in your life. And if you're a girl, you should also help the brother. Help the brother out. Don't go to his house when you're not supposed to, and don't dress casually anyhow in his presence. So I think that your body is a gift to your wife or to your husband, and because of that, nobody else should have access to it. Let me say that again. I think that your body is a gift to your wife or to your husband, and because of that, nobody else should have access to it. Yeah. So one of the reasons I decided to, I know this video is long, I'm concluding, please, I'm about to round off. One of the reasons I want to keep myself before I get married, like, purity, stay off from sex, because I have proteges. I have people who look up to me. I write books and I blog and I do videos. I'm in ministry. And because of that, I have young people who look up to me. There are people that when I make mistake, they will think is the right thing to do and they will do the same thing. I have siblings, I have siblings who are looking up to me. And I don't want to show them the wrong way. I want them to know that it's still the right thing to do by keeping yourself. I have people that I mentor. I have young people that I mentor who call me, who text me to ask me a question. I want to be able to set a standard for them as a model. I want to set a high standard for them to know this is the right thing to do. I want you to get it right, get it right. You understand what I'm saying? Tomorrow I'm going to have children, and my children are going to ask me questions. They're going to ask me questions about my single life. I want to give them the right answer, and I want to not lie to them. The children of these days, they're going to ask you intelligent questions. Daddy, did you have sex before you got married? Mom, did you have sex before you got married? They're going to ask you questions, so you better do the right thing. I'm just saying, you better do the right thing. Tomorrow I might, pioneer a ministry, and I'm going to have people to counsel in ministry. I want to tell them the right thing. I want to be able to show the godly standard. You got to set the standard and hold the standard. In conclusion, if you're a single person listening to me, set the standard. Respect God. Your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit, and respect your body. Respect the woman or the man in your life. Respect the woman or the man in your life. I don't even want to hear that a married person is sleeping around. I don't even want to hear that. So why did you get married? Why did you get married? So, respect your spouse. Respect your spouse. In one of my videos, I said something. I said, do not make moves that are suspicious. There are moves you start making. Your spouse will start losing respect and trust for you. And at the end of the day, if something happens, don't blame the person because you were making moves. There are certain moves you make. There are moves you make. You are calling for trouble, like hiding your text messages, you're hiding your calls, you're putting password on your phone. You leave the house, you don't tell anybody where you go to, you come back the next day, nobody knows where you go to. You're just doing your own thing. You are just independent, doing your own thing. When you start making certain suspicious moves, as a married person, you are calling for trouble. And your spouse might think that you're actually cheating or doing something funny with somebody else, and the person will begin to do something funny too with somebody else, and you don't want that. So what I'm trying to say is, let's get it right. Set the right standard. Your children are watching you. Your children are watching every move you make. They are watching. I'm telling you, set the right standard for them. Let them know that it's still the right thing for them to have sex only in marriage. Let them know that the right thing to do is for them to keep their body, to wait till they get married to do it. It's such an honor. It's such a beautiful thing that you take somebody to the altar and you know in your mind that this is the only person I'm going to sleep with. It's such an honor. It's such an honor before God and before man. I'm telling you, and there's a blessing that comes with it. There's a favor that comes with it. I'm just saying, I might not do this kind of video again. So when the Spirit of God pushes me to do this kind of video, I just do it. I just do it because I don't know. This word is for somebody else, somebody out there. If you're a single person, if you're a young person, be careful. Be careful. Pornography can ruin your life. Those things are demonic. I can tell you. Pornography is demonic. Masturbation is demonic. It will destroy your life. I've seen this thing destroy the marriage of people. You don't need that. Stay in the presence of God. Dwell in the presence of God. Let God be the only reason for your existence. Let me make this last statement, and I will let you go. I know it's a long video. I'm sorry. I have never regretted following Jesus. See the statement I just made? Take it anywhere. I have never regretted following Jesus. And I've never regretted keeping my body. Never. I think it's one of the best decisions I ever made. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life is to wait to have sex when I get married.